All right, next thing we have to do is clean up this body. You know, when it goes in the heating blanket and the metal, I mean, I can just feel little tiny things on it. There's a little bit of overhang from, you know, after Char trimmed it. I do all that on this belt sander. It may seem scary to you, but I learned this technique from one of probably the builder I respect most in the world, which is Bob Benedetto, who makes archtop guitars. He's got a series of DVDs out on making an archtop guitar, which I did once. I don't recommend that. Anyway, he uses this technique to clean up the body and to clean it up after binding, and I love it. It provides great support for the body as we go around. I've had to modify, you can see where I've cut this sander so that, you know, I can get in there with the body and all that. You know, it requires, just the key here is you don't want to tip it this way at all. You want to come down straight. You always want to, I think of it as landing, like an airplane landing. You don't ever want to go like that. You want to be moving that always and very lightly, right? You can always go back and sand and sand and resand. But if you've created a flat, if you press too hard, you're done. But believe me, with a little bit of practice, this is the way to go. And not for speed, that's not the issue here. I believe it is the safest way on the instrument, for the instrument I'm talking about, it is the safest way to clean it up and preserve the geometry. So here we go. Use a little bit of side light. Make sure I'm getting it. I know you can't see it, but you know, if you look on this side, you see some bending marks, a little bit of overhang, some glue squeeze out. That is nice, perfect now. I'm gonna go do this shoulder. Very light touch. I'm almost, in that case, I'm letting the instrument wait to do the sanding. I'm hardly pressing. I'm going to press more here because I got to clean up that end grab. Check it with my thumb. Beautiful. All right, I've got that cleaned up. I'm just going to go on this sander into the waste. So the big sander has too big a diameter, that wheel, to get into the waste. So we come over to this little one, and all I'm going to be doing over here is just cleaning up in that waste. I don't know if you can see that. Really hard to get the camera, it's low contrast, but I can see right where I didn't sand there and there. Just a little touch up here. Notice I do it like that, and then I take the body and go that way, and that's so I don't introduce any righty-lefty wonkiness to the geometry. Sand evenly from both sides. Checking in my side light again. So often when you bend, there's a slight, I mean the very slightest of cupping in the sides, and it's not unusual with wood when you wet unevenly and when you heat unevenly that it can cup. I could do a whole dissertation on that. It's pretty interesting to me anyway. So you saw me going back and forth on this sander for a little bit, and it was just to get these sides perfectly square and to get any irregularity out. So we're done with that, and next we'll be routing for the back binding.